Well, Virginia is in the middle of a big election year, one that both parties will see as a test of the current political climate. After yesterday's primary, we know the candidates for governor, lieutenant governor, and attorney general. Our Kelly Vaughn breaks down who will be on the ballot in November and why Virginia will be in the national spotlight.
Virginia is one of two states that have statewide elections the year after the presidential election. So the eyes of both parties will look to Virginia as a test of how voters are feeling ahead of the 2026 midterms. The governor's race will be a historic one, as voters will elect Virginia's first female governor. The Democrats have nominated former Representative Abigail Spanberger, who will face the Republican nominee, Lieutenant Governor Winsome Earl Sears.
Early indications are that it will be somewhat competitive. At my center, we've rated the governorship election lean Democratic, and of course, Republicans have complained and insisted it should be a toss-up, but that's not what the polls show.
Larry Sabato is the director of the Center for Politics at the University of Virginia. He says at this point, Spanberger is certainly ahead when it comes to raising money. The latest campaign finance reports show Spanberger has raised more than $14 million, while Earl Sears has raised nearly $3 million.
Clearly, Spanberger's done a better job of fundraising. She's been much more organized than the Republican side. But as I say, there's plenty of time for that to change.
He says Democrats have another edge, as Virginia has a history of electing governors in a different party than the president.
Since 1977, every 4 years, the governor elected is from the party opposite to the president in the White House. In Virginia, it's only not happened once, and that was in 2013 when Terry McAuliffe was elected. And it was a close election.
For the race for lieutenant governor, the Republican nominee, John Reed, will face State Senator Ghazla Hashmi, who closely won the Democratic primary.
This was a three-way tie. Now, normally that would be problematic for Democrats because they can have a hard time coming back together. But Donald Trump is the answer to their unification problems.
He says whichever party wins the governorship will likely win lieutenant governor and attorney general. For that race, former delegate Jay Jones won the Democratic nomination, and he will face the Republican Attorney General Jason Miyares in the November general election. Sabato says this election marks a clear evolution of Virginia politics.
Virginia was once a very conservative and also not very diverse state. Well, that's changed. And if you doubt it, just look at the 6 candidates for statewide office. This is by far the most diverse slate that the parties have ever nominated.
Reporting for WUSA 9, I'm Kelly Vaughn.